try him again. Let's see if we'll get a hold of Train Man Ed. We're calling the Train Man tonight, folks. Calling him up.
Hello?
Hey there, Ed. How are you doing? The phone was acting all gobbled
Who's
up.
it?
This is Brian K. It's one of
Yeah,
Michelle's friends.
I had it on speakerphone. Speaker, Bluetooth.
How you doing?
Hanging in there.
I heard Stan talk to you a couple weeks ago or something.
Yeah, who is this anyways?
This is Brian K. I'm one of Michelle's friends.
Oh yeah, I think I talked to you back up when I was at some point when I was up in Connecticut, didn't I?
Yeah,
I
a
think
couple times. Yeah, we've spoken over the years.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I just want to say I appreciate you giving me a call. It's nice of you to do that. But it's not even a but. It's you know, I don't know, a lot of messed up stuff was going on up there while I was staying with her. But let me explain something to you. I'm not a bad guy. I never hurt nobody.
No, I don't think
But
you are.
Michelle, no. But Michelle, see what happened was that the financial situation was getting to her, and it would have been better if it was set up some other way when her landlord up there, our ex-landlord, well, my ex-landlord, but I also had my own apartment with him there before, but
Yeah.
the way he set it up was not fair to Michelle, is true. But, we tried to change it and he wouldn't, and that was, I have to admit, it was a messed up. Michelle wasn't gaining anything by having me there. She wasn't trying to, but it was kind of just the way it turned out, and that's, after I felt like, I was never going to change that situation. I think I could have we could have stayed roommates if somehow that could have been, avoided that, that situation. But
Now,
the
I have a
landlord had,
question for you. Have you talked with Jimmy at all? Like since moving out, have you spoken to him about potentials of you coming back at all? Is that a possibility?
no, well, see, the thing is, first of all, I'm sorry to say, I don't have anything against Jimmy either, because, hey, it was just, it's not his fault. It's just the way he set it up with everybody in the building. He set up the whole thing. Michelle thought when I came there last time that, I was going to be able to pay half the rent, whatever half the rent was, and that. And Jimmy, we didn't know that Jimmy was going to set it up like he did, and so I stayed there for a while that way. But I think it was taking a toll on Michelle that she felt like she was paying more than she should have, and
Oh yeah, I think Jimmy was taking
she's right.
advantage of both of you guys
Yeah.
to a degree. But I didn't know if you have considered moving back to Connecticut at all, and if so, if this was something that you would work out having a separate apartment like you did, like you said before, you and Michelle.
Yeah, well, that the thing is that I'm paying $700 now for an
Oh, damn.
apartment in St. Pete, where I'm at now. St. Pete, I'm in St. Pete.
Okay.
I'm paying $700 here. Now, I don't see Jimmy. He charges $900 for apartments. Plus, he knows I'm good, and plus, I get along with people. So, I'm sure he'd be. I didn't do anything wrong when I left there. I made sure I left there on good terms. I didn't owe him any money, and even the situation from a business point of view was set up differently, and the whole situation when I moved in there turned out to be it didn't work out too good for Michelle financially,
Yeah.
because if it was set up where I paid half and she paid half, it would have been a lot easier. But whatever. I mean, I don't knock Jimmy for it. Jimmy's a good guy. He did a lot of good things for me years ago, and he still tried to do a lot of good things. But he's got everything's tough these days. I guess money. money matters are tough,
So you're saying
But
that you pay $700 a month right now, and you think Jimmy would want 900?
um, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, right now I'm paying 700, and I think he probably, if he had an apartment open up there, either in Michelle's building or nearby, he's got other properties. That he probably would do me a deal because after all, I am paying 700 now, and I could probably get something up there for the same price
Oh,
of
probably.
pretty close to it.
Would that be
Are you
something
there?
that you would be interested in maybe me setting up a conference call between us at a later date with Jimmy to discuss the potentials of finding you a flat there?
Flatbed. What do you,
A
what?
flat there, an apartment there in
Yeah.
Connecticut.
Well, I mean, yeah, because like, okay, we got 2 weeks to go to next month. I'm thinking about hightailing out of here, because March is going to start warming up the weather, and
Yeah.
that's another thing. It was cold. It wasn't freezing here all winter, but it wasn't warm either. You still had to put coats on and everything else. So Florida ain't, I mean, shit. I still had to come inside, the building to stay warmer than outside. So it really wasn't that much of a difference as far as the weather went. Although we didn't get a lot of snow. Other than that, as far as weather-wise, I'm not too impressed.
Yeah. So that's something you were already considering going back to Connecticut. Then it sounds like.
Yeah, I was because um, I like it up there too. In the summer, the spring and summer is nice. I don't like the freezing cold, but it was
Yeah.
like I said, it was cold here anyway.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I like the building that Michelle's in there, because it's quiet there. Nobody really ever bothered us.
Right.
In the other apartments, everybody stayed to themselves. Like I said, I'm just pointing out, I'm paying 700 here. I'm sure he'd probably work with me. I probably would not end up paying that much more. And I don't think, I don't know how he feels about roommates now though. I guess Michelle told me that, he said that, he's a little bit, leery of people having roommates.
Yeah,
So
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
about any of that side of business, but I'm sure. I mean, Jimmy's a businessman himself. I'm sure that if you were interested, you could work out some sort of agreement for your own apartment for round about that price.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so because I really do. I mean, 700's a lot of money, and he knows what I get a month. So
Yeah,
I think probably he may even give me he probably would match that.
yeah,
I'm thinking he probably would match it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a potential. So is that something that you would maybe be interested in if I contact Jimmy and set up a phone interview where the three of us could maybe handle this and figure out some specifics. And
Does did you talk to Jim before?
I've talked to him before. I haven't talked to him about this matter in particular, but
Oh, you guys are good on good speaking terms and stuff.
I
So he
believe
likes
so.
you. Yeah.
To the best of my
Well,
knowledge, at least, I've never had a bad run-in with Jimmy, in particular.
yeah. Yeah, he was a little upset because people were spamming Michelle's radio show, and then oh, it was crazy a lot of stuff that was going on with.
Yeah,
Wasn't Michelle's fault though. It was. I was getting upset at Michelle because of a situation that was out of her control anyway, and I shouldn't have did that, But
yeah. Well,
people do that stuff to people.
yeah. I know you think you're the black sheep of Michelle's kind of community that she's garnered over the years, but you actually have quite a bit of fans, to be honest with you.
Oh
There's
yeah.
several people that actually would like very much to see you move back to Connecticut and be a part of Michelle's show again, and you're rather missed.
I'll tell you what. If he can give me an apartment up there in that building, I would. I miss my train collection. See, thing is with me, whenever I get in a stressful situation where I don't have an answer, I look for the quickest answer. And Michelle was under a lot of stress because of me being there, and I didn't know why. I didn't know exactly the reason. I think most of it was financial or whatever. that's when I said, well, okay, I got to go for now. I have to get out of this apartment and let her have her life or to her,
Right.
just let her have her, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, things needed
She
time
didn't
to
want
cool
another
down.
people live. She didn't want, but she didn't really want somebody else living with her. I think she likes living alone too.
Kind
Personally,
of.
I don't.
A
Yeah.
little bit, but I mean, Jimmy has multiple apartments to rent out. I'm quite sure that he would have a unit available that
Yeah.
potentially you
Well,
could rent.
if I was to come up there, I wouldn't. I already told Michelle, and I gave her my word. I wouldn't. I would not try to live with her again because, see, Michelle is like me in a way. She's like me. She'll miss me and she'll say, "Oh, we'll stay here for now," and then, and so this and that, But then she'll change her mind later after she gets tired of it.
Yeah,
So, you know,
Michelle. Yeah, she has a hard time keeping a same mind track.
yeah,
You know,
she
she's
changes her mind. Yeah. So anyway, what question you're asking me? You said about setting up with the landlord.
yeah.
I think I could go. I think I could, and I would want to. If I come up there, I would rather have an apartment through Jimmy because he already knows me and I know
Yeah.
him, and I could help him out in other ways. Physically,
Oh
I
yeah,
could
yeah,
still do a lot.
yeah.
I'm doing
You're a
better.
handyman. You know.
I lost a lot of weight, man, almost 300 pounds. I lost even more since people seen me on
Oh,
YouTube.
nice. You
I
getting
lost.
around a lot easier.
I went down to 200 pounds.
Hell yeah.
200 pounds. Yeah.
So
And
you
my
able to get
weight,
around easier now? Then are you?
yeah, a little bit, but I'm still having a problem with a water problem with swelling with my feet and legs a little bit, but I got medicine for that. Keeps water from accumulating.
Oh,
And
what is that called? Lasix, I think. Trying to think of the brand name of it.
lower leg edema. They said I have
Yeah,
lower
yep.
leg.
Furosemide's the other medication name.
Yeah, that's the one I'm on. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So that's working
So
out for you. You're not getting any more cellulitis or any sort of open sores.
no, but my legs are still really dry though, because
Yeah, just from
um
all the
I
swelling.
left them. Yeah, I know. I got to get some more stuff for that. But, you know, um, Michelle, see, I'm going to explain this to you too so you understand this. Michelle's saying, well, you should get in a place where they do this and that for you. Well, I already went that route already. I already stayed in a couple of nursing homes, and I was in and out of the hospital because of my other issues with the AFib heart condition and stuff. But the thing is, they actually the last place I was at, the nursing home, they told me the insurance called them and told them that they weren't going to pay for me because they feel that I don't need to be in a full time situation like that.
Because you still have your independence a little bit.
Yeah, and I want
Yeah.
my own independence. I
I
have now. Yeah,
commend you on that. I would do everything I could to keep that.
yeah. That's why so I left there. They let me out. Doctor signed for it and everything. So
Okay.
when I left it. So
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're getting along better than you were. And have you talked to Stan at all about anything on the potentials of you moving back to Connecticut?
no, I haven't. I talked to him like a week ago or something, but I didn't
Yeah.
talk about moving back to Connecticut.
Okay.
But there's a lot of I mean, I had a lot of good. I really, when I look at it, okay, I want to be honest with you. When I look at it, I don't know if Michelle would understand this. Maybe she doesn't see it the same way, but one, I liked living there because it was quiet. There wasn't a lot of traffic in and out of our apartment.
Yeah.
I had my hobbies. I had my hobbies up there. I was doing. She was doing her thing with the radio show. It's too bad we couldn't have made it work out better because it really wasn't that. When I look at the whole situation, if you ask me how was it, it wasn't that bad at all. Michelle never really bothered me, and she would do her thing, and I would do my thing. But then there was small issues like the sleeping area.
Yeah, that's
That
the
was
big
one of the
one,
main
I
things.
feel
Yeah,
like.
that was. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think that was. Yeah.
But see, if you
You
get
know,
your
and
own apartment, then that shouldn't be an issue. Then you'd have your own place, your own bed, everything.
yeah, right, yeah.
So that should solve that,
It's,
and then you should have more room for your train collections. Do you collect classic car models?
yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
don't have any of that. I don't have. I'm still trying to get a hold of the money from that because the
yeah,
bank still hold my money. I'm saying this is another issue.
yeah.
The bank is still holding my money from a lost debit card, from the money from the train collection because I don't have the trains anymore because I had to sell them so I can come back down here. See, when I came down here, I thought, well, it's good to have another start down here. I was here a couple of years ago, and it'd be good to try another start. And so I came down here. But see, I don't even think I told Michelle or anybody this yet, but my girlfriend that I was supposed to meet down here I was talking to her in conversations over the phone and everything. And we were supposed to meet in Tampa, and we were supposed to be getting back together. You know what happened? She died.
Well, you
She
went down
died.
there this last time.
My girlfriend I had down here died before we got a chance to hook up. I was in
Oh, that's
Orlando
terrible.
on my way over there.
How did she
She
pass
passed
away?
away from heat exhaustion. Apparently, that's friends that know me and know her told me. I talked to one woman that's a good close friend of hers. She said that she was pronounced the official cause of death was severe heat exhaustion.
Was she
I guess.
outside when this happened, or was this inside of
Yeah,
her?
yeah. Apparently, she didn't have a place, and she got heat exhaustion, and
That's
it killed
terrible,
her.
mate. I'm sorry to hear that.
And it can if you're not careful. Summer weather can kill you just as easily as winter weather if
Oh,
you're not
easily.
thinking,
Yeah.
because you get dehydrated, and then that can kill you. That's
Yep.
what happened. They said she said severe hydrate dehydration.
How old
Yep.
was she?
But she's about my age, only a few years younger.
So like
About
45?
no, she's about 58.
Oh, 58. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
she was up
horrible,
there.
mate. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so I've been kind of in since that happened. I mean, it really bothers me, and
I can
I wanted at
understand.
one point to turn around and come back up there, on that, but it
Yeah.
was still winter. But
Well,
it's like
maybe we
can't
can get something worked out with Jimmy. I don't know. Have you reached out to him at all over this matter yet?
oh, there goes this rat again.
Oh,
I don't believe
you
this
got a
rat.
rat?
I don't believe this rat, this freaking wild rat, and comes coming in my room over here. Oh, that's
I mean, how
crazy.
big is it? Bigger than a shoe?
No, it's a young. He's a young rat. He's not even afraid of me. He comes right up to me. Oh, Ed, there you go. Yeah, he's not mean at all.
Has he let you pet him?
Not yet, but he comes right up to me. I can feed him, and he'll take food from me and everything if I
Oh, that's
want.
pretty cool. Yeah, they say rats
Yeah,
can be trained pretty well, surprisingly.
yeah. He's a gray rat. That's a common rat. They sell those in the pet store. Same breed, right?
You don't think it's
Gray
someone's
rat.
pet, do you? Like someone's pet,
What's
maybe.
that?
I say you don't think that is someone's pet, maybe, that got loose, perhaps.
He's too small for that.
Okay.
He's a little bit bigger maybe, but I mean his size is like he's a young rat, probably I'd say 6 months old, something like that maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Have
he's
you named him?
sitting here behind this counter over here, just looking at him. Shit.
I mean, did you name him?
No, I didn't put him in, I'm not keeping him in a cage or nothing. He just comes in the building. He was here before me, and he's a wild rat. But seems awful, like, tame for a wild rat.
Yeah. Maybe he's just spent his whole life around people.
Probably, yeah. Anyway, back to what you're talking about. Yeah, I would go there. I definitely would. And in these times, especially, I know I could trust Jimmy. I know I don't see Jimmy as just a landlord. Maybe it's hard for
Right.
you to understand this, but for anybody,
I
but
could
I
tell.
see
I've seen your
Jimmy.
friendship between the two of you over the
Yeah,
years.
yeah. I mean, I see Jimmy as a friend. You
Yeah.
know, because he's dealt with me right along. He's gotten me out of binds when I needed it. And I know we had our differences, me and him, a couple of times, but that was stupid, over one the last time was over an ex-girlfriend,
Oh.
and you know how it is, women get in the middle,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
that, I mean, yeah.
Those kind of
But
bonds can be repaired though over small stuff like that. I typically think, in the most part.
no, personally, okay, I'm gonna tell you, personally, I like the guy. I really do. Last time I was up there, um, um, you know, him and me and him and another person were talking, and I said, "This is a good man." When he was trying to get a apartment, somebody was trying to rent an apartment, and I was putting the word in for him, and he just turned his head like, um, positively, like, I've known this man 20 years. He doesn't. That's the thing about Jimmy is he doesn't screw people over. That's one thing about him. If you're renting from him, and you pay him his rent, he's not going to screw you over. He's a little slow on fixing things, but he's getting up in age.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. It's a lot at that age. He's a few
Oh
years older
yeah.
than me. Yeah.
I mean,
You
I
know.
guess Michelle, she had to recently repair some tiles in the kitchen or something like that, and she just did it all out of pocket. And I don't even think she told Jimmy that she did the repair.
She didn't.
No, 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 because
She should have.
because we were like, because you figure you do a repair on the apartment, you'd get like some kind of a discount or at least reimbursed for your material and time.
Yeah. Well, she should. She should. Probably looks good. She should tell him about that, and he probably would give her some kind of a break because he's done that in the past. He
Yeah.
has done that in the past. Yeah.
I mean, it saves him from having to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
but I think what I'm going to do is try. This will be kind of a slow process just because of the distance and everything. But I think I will try to set up some sort of a conference call for Jimmy and me to call you, perhaps, and work out some kind of agreement because I think Jimmy has the spots available. I know that they've had one opening at Michelle's apartment
Yeah.
recently. It's not a very conventional location, I will tell you that. It's kind of a place that they sort of retrofit, let's just say, it was not originally intended on being an apartment. They sort of
Yeah.
like
Well, see,
converted it.
I'm not fancy that way. As long, I'm not fussy that way or anything. As long as I got a shower to wash up in the bathroom and a place to cook my meals and have
Yeah.
my own privacy, I'm good. That and a little bit extra room, I'm sure I'd have for. It doesn't take a lot of room for a couple of model cars on a
Yeah.
shelf or you know the other hobbies I was doing.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could make like those folding tables and stuff like that. Get that set up there. Have plenty of real
Michelle was
estate.
saying something about. She was telling me that one of the people that he was renting to died,
Yeah.
and it might be available.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one that I was talking about. Was
Yeah.
because I doubt that he's had anybody else come to him for that apartment. Because like I say, the spot was not originally intended on being an apartment, but it sounds like that they
Yeah.
kind of converted it into one.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
think
yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Is it downstairs?
yes, yes.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think I know it probably is. Yeah, that would suit me fine on the first floor. Yeah, that will work out fine.
It'd
It's
probably
right.
be ideal for you to be on the ground level.
Yeah, and then and me and Michelle could continue our friendship as well as, I mean, I'm not gonna put, if I do go back up there, I'm not gonna put no weight on her. Try to help me with this, help me with that. When you get a chance, can you help me? I'll ask her nicely with this. See, the only thing is the computer stuff, like, I'm trying to do something on a computer. I'm not too good with that stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to put no pressure on her now or nothing. Like, I don't want to put any pressure on her. She can help me with a problem when she gets around to it. That's good. But, in the past, I have been a little pushy that way, and I shouldn't have been,
Well, I mean, all's hindsight. It's 2020, But I think that if we can get Jimmy to agree to less than 700, because like I say, I have heard that the apartment I'm talking about has been converted. I don't think it's like the highest in unit, so it's like I think $700 for that place would be higher than expected. But
yeah.
Maybe I don't know what the renting is like in that area at all, but maybe that's within the price range of $700, because you say Michelle's apartment is $900, so you would figure that less rooms and less real estate and everything like that, you're going to be paying less than $900 then.
Yeah.
So
see, the only thing is Jimmy might be worried, if I come up there that because I've come up there and gone back several times, but it wasn't his fault. It didn't have didn't have a lot.
Yeah, I think since I've been watching Michelle, this will be your third time back to Windsted.
Yeah,
and this has just been within the last like 8 or 9 years.
Oh yeah. Well, I traveled even before that. I traveled to Florida. Florida and Connecticut. 7 times I've been in Florida, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just something about that area seems like home to me, where, when I finally, because I think it was like, in the long run, I was there for over 10, almost 20 years almost, just like Michelle. She was only there like a year less than me. And once you're someplace that long, it kind of rubs on you. You feel like it's home, Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think you know quite a few people from there, and the familiar faces and places definitely makes it seem like home. So, what is it that draws you to Florida then? Do you have family
basically,
from there?
No. Basically, it was the last time. Like I said, Michelle wanted her space. She was telling me for a couple of months, and then I couldn't find a place up there. Or at the time, Jimmy didn't have another apartment for me. I really was a couple of times was hoping I could have got an apartment down the end of the hall that I would have took. Now I'm down here now paying $700 for an apartment. That this isn't even an apartment. It's just a room. It's a rooming house. This is a room. It's a rooming house.
So you just like, what is it called? A studio apartment, I think.
No, it's not even an apartment. It's a house it's a rooming house.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Like a day in or something like that.
Yeah, I'm paying $700 for a room, dude.
Oh, damn.
Basically, yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Although, there might be some, because I'd imagine, is Florida more expensive than Connecticut? Figured it'd be more touristy almost.
Yeah, they're trying to do that. They're pushing it more and more. They're trying to make it that way.
Yeah.
This governor down here, he's not as good as I thought he was in the first place. He dropped out of the presidential race, but now he's coming up with a lot of stupid stuff, like he wants to make marijuana certain power, certain potency in order to be legal, and he's got a lot of stupid stuff
weird.
People don't like.
So he wants the weed that'd be like saying we're going to make vodka illegal, but beer and malt liquor is going to be legal. That's kind of weird.
He's going to keep it legal, but he wants it the THC levels brought down for the legal pot. I don't know. It doesn't make no sense to me either, but
breaking up with Bud right now. Yeah, because I mean, I could see some of it. You're getting kind of crazy with some of the strains that they have out there. I've seen some stuff like ridiculously high, like I want to say in the 60s to 80s% range THC from a plant, and it's like that is actually quite remarkable in my eyes.
Well, we got some good pot down here now. I've been smoking some good pot. I don't know when it smokes pot, but I'll tell you, it does work.
Oh, you're smoking yourself now, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So has it helped you then in cutting back on some of the brews?
A little bit, yeah.
That's good. Yeah, that was one thing I found once I picked up weed. Was it that like because I was a little bit of a drinker before that, and I
But
don't know,
anyway,
just sort of.
I've been trying to get a hold of Michelle, and she hasn't called me back. I wanted to talk to her. I think she's afraid that you know I'm going to end up in her
Yes.
apartment.
Yep.
I told her no.
That is her
She
biggest
doesn't
fear.
want.
That is her big. I will say that is her biggest fear, and I will relay because see, there's how internet rumors are. Like there's a lot of information going around about you at any given time, and it's hard to discern exactly what is real and what's just bullshit. But I will definitely relay to her that you have absolutely zero intention and that you in fact I'll even say that you sound like you don't want to in any way like that's a
No, actually, you're right. I don't because Michelle needs to have. This is what I see now. I didn't see it before, but now I see it. She needs to have the apartment to herself to do whatever she pleases, to have the room she needs, everything without having to answer to a roommate,
yeah
especially in an apartment like that. It doesn't have a separate room with a door on it or anything.
yeah
That apartment is meant for one person. It's not meant for two, anyways. Really,
it'd be three because Lumi technically you know
Yeah.
so but no I will relay that all of this to her because I think that she was under the impression that you were talking with Stan potentially about getting with Jimmy and sort of doing what I suggested that I'm willing to try and set up. But like I say, it might take 3 or 4 weeks just to find the optimal time to be able to have the three of us on the phone together, sort of explain the situation, the interest, everything like that, and see if he had any ideas about potentially making a leasing agreement with you, some kind.
Yeah, because I would rather have, regular. I think Jimmy likes month to month better anyway, but it wouldn't bother me to have a lease with him for a year or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
That way, that'd be some security for him too.
Yep. Yeah.
If he's afraid that I'm going to leave, you can't just walk out of a lease. It protects
Yeah.
both sides.
Well, you got a penalty to pay.
Right.
Well, I think that sounds like a plan. That's my number. It's not my real number, but it's the one that I have for international stuff. That I text you with the Rambler picture. Or I think that was a Javelin that I text you. I can't remember. But I was just letting you know that I will tell her all this stuff and see when we can come up with a time to maybe negotiate something because like I say you have a lot of fans that really do want to see you back and they don't want to necessarily see you like you say neither one of you guys want to be living together but they do want to still see you in Michelle's life come on the live streams every now and then that sort of thing like people are you're an interesting person people are definitely interested in where you're at. There's a lot of times on the show, there's been several times, that the audience has outright begged Michelle just to have a phone call with you like we're having now on the show. And,
yeah.
I think Michelle's biggest hesitation with the whole situation is just that she's deadly afraid that the two of you are going to be living together again, and then it's going to be like you say, like three people, including Lumi, living inside of a one person apartment.
Well,
And
because
Rusty too.
Well, see, it's because I realize now, which I didn't before, but now I do 100% realize it, is that Michelle has certain things that she likes to do. I think she likes living by herself for sure. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
And she likes the whole apartment. When I was there, I had her living room. I was basically turned into my room.
Yeah.
Then she had her bedroom, so she felt like she was squeezed.
Yep.
The situation. So I could see that now after thinking about all this. I went over it in my mind, and that's what it was. That apartment, if it had an extra room in it that had a door that closed, it probably would have made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The way it was set up, it just wasn't
ideal. Yeah, that's the whole problem with it. But like I say, in the same building, finding another apartment, potentially it would be ideal, because then that's like giving you what you want. Then you can go up to meet her, hang out for a bit, maybe knock a couple cold ones back.
Yeah, I like to get an apartment. I like that building. That'd be fine, like get my own apartment right in that building. But like I say, right now I'm paying $700, so I really don't think I'll end up paying that much more either. But
well, ideally you'd be paying less, because $700 again. I don't know. I'll do a little bit of digging on this, what the real estate market is in that part of the world, but I can't imagine that there'd be that big of a difference, because I'll never hear about Connecticut. Like, you always hear the horror stories from America about the cost of living with places like California and New York City, where Noodles 1980 lives. And you hear these horror stories about it, and it's like exuberant prices, but you never really hear them about like Connecticut or all those other little island states along, North America on the Atlantic side.
Right.
So, when's the last time that you spoke with Jimmy?
When I left up there, he asked me when I was going to be leaving. It was when I finally made the final decision that I was going to, vacate and sell my train collection.
Yeah.
And that was the last time. But it was important to me that I left on good terms with him, and I made sure I left, that I left without owing him any money, because I was straight up, I didn't owe him any money. When I left by the time any money was due. So I wanted to make sure of that too. You know?
That good standing then, yeah.
Yeah. And I think he knows. I think he knows that I'm honest and that I pay my rent. And that's the first priority. So I don't know if the economy right now, the way it is, I don't know, but I know I'm paying $700 here for a room in a rooming house.
Yeah, that's crazy, mate. That's crazy to me.
I get to share the kitchen and the bathroom, but it's still not my own whole apartment. What I'm saying is, man, I could have an apartment up there, probably right up there in Connecticut, right around Windsted, right? Even for $700.
I would be shocked. I mean, I'm shocked that it's that much really anywhere, because you could damn near buy a fucking mansion for that much here. But I think that in Connecticut you could work out a deal with Jimmy, because from what it sounds like to me, this unit, like I say, they converted it into an apartment, but it sounds like to me that it was something that Jimmy was perhaps even doing under the table, and I don't know if that was something that you would be willing to forego if he's he wants an under the table type of agreement with you, where you don't have a formal leasing agreement necessarily, but you kind of have a gentleman's agreement and whatnot.
We'd have to figure out a way with that, with the food stamps and everything. That's one thing about people that are on the entitlement programs.
You need to have an address?
Yes, I do, for Social Security and everything.
What if
Yeah.
then? What if this? What if we could work out with him? If this is, because it might be a unit simply that doesn't have a registered mailing address like you need, you know. What if
Yeah.
it's something that you could work out an agreement with him? And this is all just a what if. I'm just theorizing, because the way I see it, Jimmy has this unit. He's not going to like be able to list this unit as an available apartment, you know, for a realtor.
That was the one that used to be a store downstairs, isn't it?
I believe so,
Back.
perhaps.
Yeah, there's a little shower and a bathroom in there, and there's a back part of it. Yeah, I was going to do that the last time, but see, if it's the same one, the reason why Jimmy didn't do it in the first place the last time was because Jimmy was afraid that, because it wouldn't all be straight up over the table as far as that goes, with the food stamps in the state and all that.
Yeah.
So he was worried, so he wouldn't move me, and that's why I ended up staying in Michelle's spot. I wanted to go downstairs.
Yeah.
It used to be a storefront. It used to be, I believe,
what if it could be something like, and this would have to be something that talk with Michelle about as well. What if it could be something that, like, he rents you the apartment under the table, and it comes with a gentleman's agreement in between Michelle, so it would be a gentle, a gentle person's and Lumi too, a gentle person's and demonic agreement, that you would be able to use Michelle's apartment as your mailing address, but you would not have any. You would not be signing any sort of agreement for the apartment.
Okay. Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
I already had, when I was up there, me and Jimmy had discussed these options, but the problem is that, and Jimmy probably still feels the same way, is that he doesn't trust Michelle because he thinks that Michelle will open her mouth. And the minute that happens, it's going to be trouble for both of us.
Why?
No, if it's under the table.
Well, I mean,
like
you could make a leasing agreement. I guess the reason, when I say under the table, I just mean because I think that for apartments, you would probably need to have the ability to have a listed mailing address. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I build a shack on me posse, like I don't have a registered address for postage to be able to come there. Like, I can't rent it out because then where is their registered, like, how are they going to register that as an address? Like, if they order something, it's going to be sent to, my house and not to the...
it's not a physical apartment in that building.
So what I think is what if he would draft something so it would be like, you would have like two agreements. You'd have to have an agreement with Michelle. You'd have to have one with Jimmy. Jimmy is going to rent you he's going to rent you Michelle's apartment and this other unit we're talking about, with the exception that you are not allowed to live in Michelle's apartment. So do you see what I mean? So it would be like
right.
You have a property with let's say you're renting a property, it comes with a house and it comes with like a guest cottage or something like that. That's basically what it is. He's saying, I'm renting you the house and the guest cottage, but you're not allowed into the house, though. Is part of the agreement. You're paying for both, but it's part of the agreement. Is that would be a terms and conditions of the deal itself, and then that would be something that you and Michelle would then, formally agree to in one matter or another.
I wanted to try to do something like that too before, but like I say, Jimmy was afraid that Michelle might open her mouth, just freely talking, and comes out, and then that Jimmy would get caught having me with it. In other words, what you're talking about, I wanted to do it originally, and Jimmy was going to do it, but then he said, I can't do that because I don't know if I can trust Michelle. She might say something, then you'd have to leave, meaning me.
Well, I mean, but when you said it originally, though, that was just with the idea that Jimmy was just going to rent you the unit downstairs that we're talking about. Like the one
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying is he's renting you both. He's renting you both, but the only actualized property you have is the downstairs one. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's like then it's kind of covering bases, and then Michelle and you having some form of formal agreement, it would put Michelle's mind at ease. At least then says that this agreement has been formalized between people that are living there. So it's not an agreement that is necessarily contingent upon you and Jimmy's agreement. It would be contingent upon you and Michelle's agreement, that you won't live there, but on paper, you will be renting her apartment. Just an addendum cost. I wouldn't tack that on to Michelle's. I would say that should be just like an addendum
All
cost.
he's got to say, all he's got to say is, because there's been other people in the building. All he's got to say is, okay, I'm a roommate. I'm renting a space in some way, whatever that way. But that's what the other people that were staying there were doing for a while until
Yeah.
he went up charging more money. But
I
that's what
don't
he's doing
understand
originally.
how he could do that. Like, if he has one room and he's renting it to one person, it's paid for. I don't know. Like, if you move into it, it shouldn't be like he gets double paid. That's bullshit.
No, but see what it was is he was getting screwed over by so many people. I've seen it when I was there too for the last 2 years. Last 2 years
People
I was
skipping
there.
out on payment.
No, they were people. The people would rent the apartment. Then they would have people in there that Jimmy didn't know about, and there was all kinds of people coming in and out, and there was problems. Even when I was there was, like, I don't know, it was year number 1 or 2 going on with that. So Jimmy decided that he wanted anybody who's going to have a roommate or move in, that it's going to be their own separate lease, their own separate everything.
Yeah.
You're staying with the other tenant. That's what happened,
Yeah. So
Well, he's kind
that
of
would be safe that way. That way, separate but equal.
Yeah, that's what he was thinking was when he rented it to me that way, and he charged me $400 flat, and said, okay, Michelle agreed to this. Yeah, Michelle did agree to it originally. I didn't expect it the way it turned out that it would be $400 for me, but at the time we all came to agreement, and I ended up over there But then Michelle let's forget about the money part of it. I think she was just getting tired of living with somebody else. I think she probably wants to live alone. It's probably better for her,
Yeah.
I can live with her. I can live with or without people. But I was living in a room with 5 people down here again. The same story as last time.
Oh, you came
All
down
time.
and lived in a hostel again?
Yes, I did.
Oh, wow.
I lived in the place I was at before when I came down here. I stayed there again.
Oh,
Same
the same
thing.
exact place.
4 other people in Tampa, 4 other people in the same room.
Now,
I
what
did
was
go
this
back
place exactly?
Huh?
I say, what was the nature of this place exactly? Like, can you describe it to me? Like,
Good Samaritan. It was a hotel. What it is it's a hotel. It's also, they rent rooms by the night, by the week, by the day. They have monthly rentals. They have yearly leases. They do it all through the same building, but it's called a Good Samaritan Inn. But the room I was in was, I was paying over there. I was paying $425 for my space, but my space was, they were renting by the bed, so I was paying $425 for a bed in that.
Why
and
did
3
you?
other people.
So did you move back to Florida this time for your girlfriend that passed away?
Yeah, I did actually.
Oh man, that's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that. That's horrible. That genuinely sucks.
I did, but it was also, I knew I had to figure out something to, to get away from.
Michelle,
I'm not going to put
Loomy.
give Michelle her apartment back by herself like she wanted, because I don't want to live. I really don't want to live with somebody that doesn't really. Let's just say I had a roommate that liked me. If I had a roommate that really liked me being around, we didn't have arguments. They just didn't mind. I don't know. I mean, I'm not condemning her or nothing for this, but she just.
Sometimes the arguments are rather funny, though. Honestly, Ed.
Huh?
I say sometimes the arguments that you and Michelle have are rather humorous.
Yeah.
I mean, people genuinely like them. I know that sounds like crazy to think, but people kind of like to see you blow your top.
Why? Why would they want to do that?
Just your reactions, your mannerisms, the way that you talk, a lot about you. People, you're definitely a big character in the Michelle community. Even now, because how long have you been going? Like, what's it been? Less than a year, I think.
Yeah, since last June I was gone.
Okay, so
Last
yeah,
June.
about 7 months or so.
Yeah, so in March I'm ready. I don't want to pay this guy another $700. I just want to take a. I'm all set really to just pack my bag and head up back up there next month in March, because um, it's going to be getting warmer quicker pretty soon up there too. Might be some more snow or whatever, but I can't. I don't want. I don't want to shell out another $700 here. I just because I can't. I mean, I could use that money toward my train ticket to come back up there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's another thing. You'll have to get your finances in order. So, I mean, I'll try to do this is in a timely manner, and
Yeah.
get this ball rolling. I'm gonna talk this over with Stan, because I understand that he's pretty knowledgeable in this area and could maybe even help draw up some kind of formal agreements for you and Michelle to sign, so that for Michelle's sake, she's got it in writing, so that those fears are no longer going to get in between the two of you's friendship. You know, because she has been very stressed over that ever since I don't know, for a while she's been afraid about that it'll be roped into, like, oh, you're just gonna stay for a week, and then it turns into, you're living together.
Yeah, I know. Last time I was supposed to come back, I had every intention of coming back, and I didn't. I ended up there for 2 years.
Yeah,
You know.
but she's just trying to avoid another thing where the two of you are at each other's throats in a way like that isn't funny, because there's some points that it wasn't funny, but I mean other times it was fucking hilarious.
No, it wasn't, because like there was a couple of times it got pretty heated in it over nothing.
Oh, but that
But
was
see,
art. That was art in my eyes. That was you and Michelle were creating great art. I know it's hard to understand, but it's just, I guess that's the reason why so many people like Michelle. And I recently released a rap music video that was done with the creator of the documentary, actually, that highlighted Michelle's channel over the years and whatnot. And the reason why I think so many people are drawn to Michelle, and to you as well, is because you both have such a rawness in terms of your character, how you present yourself, your mannerisms, everything about you. And so it's like that's what made it funny, was the rawness of it.
yeah. Well, I think on my side, I think Michelle's serious about talking about. Like she asked me one time, what can I do to improve my show? I said, Michelle, don't talk about your personal issues with problems on your show. I mean, for a little while or whatever, that's fine, but bring up a topic and talk about it.
Yes.
Like uh, she said, there was YouTube guidances that she couldn't talk about certain stuff on the air, which that is true.
To a
But
degree, but
I mean,
she overreacts to those things.
yeah. But I mean, myself, I am anxious. I am anxious to talk about politics, religion. I like to talk about that stuff because I really, even though it doesn't seem like I did much in my life, but I know a lot about this stuff. I know a lot about it, and I like to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like who would be best president, who would be best for president in this election. I'll come right out and say it to you because I told other people. I know Michelle doesn't know yet, but I'm supporting Bobby Kennedy.
Oh, you're
Definitely,
supporting
100%.
Biden. Yeah,
No,
I just
Bob
think that
Kennedy.
yeah,
Bobby.
that's what makes Michelle's show so interesting is that she covers like such a wide breadth of topics. Just the other day, she was on a paranormal stream. That this is like ghost hunters and people who have like psychic mediums and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you know, she's not really defined by any one subject, but I definitely do think that her getting topics for her show, because she's been going through something weird lately. I think it's partly that she misses having regular human companionship and everything again. Because like Krista, you know, she's there for Michelle a lot, but you know, she has her own family and stuff to deal with, and she doesn't really have that other
See,
person to.
uh, now you mentioned Krista, right? What really hurt me was one day me and Michelle were kind of on our outs. I don't know what she said to Krista one time, and it just came out of nowhere. Krista got mad at me, and she said, "Why don't you leave her apartment? She don't want you here. You're using her. You're not paying your due and this and that." But then again, Krista, I helped her out also. Separately, I gave her collectible toys, train sets, a whole bunch of different stuff. I just wanted her family to have. I didn't charge her a dime for them. You know,
Yeah.
and it was all about just what can I do to make this lady's Christmas a little bit easier because she had problems financially too.
Yeah.
And
I
so,
think she probably
but
was
then
just reacting though to Michelle, because you know how Michelle is. When she gets on a topic, she's very difficult to.
she got. But I'm not dwelling on this or I'm not mad about it. I'm not. But I don't understand in some ways why Michelle. Sometimes I guess I can in a way too. I think um, there's something there about stressfulness or something with dealing with an on right situation comes right to you and it's not
Yes.
it's not
Yeah.
a good
Oh
and
yeah. No,
then
you
and
have
then
to coax Michelle. She's like a giant ship. You have to steer it very steadily, and you're not going to be making quick maneuvers with that vessel of that size. But yeah, Michelle's kind of the same way, you know. But I will
yeah.
say this: she has been finicky lately. Like as far as like she's been up. You know, I've been working with her. We're making a lot of shorts for her now, trying to promote her channel. She is also making a music album that we are in the process of getting songs that Michelle is singing, and she is. We're finding a producer because this is going to be a low run volume. But you wouldn't be interested in a copy, would you? As far as the
For what
price, it's probably
music?
going to be around 49.99 would be my guess is the final price of it. I know it's a lot for an album, but it's just the run volume is the. I mean, if we can get pre-orders, that's the whole problem with this. If we can get 20 pre-orders, I believe we can get the record and the jacket for it printed for like maybe $40, something like that, 40 US dollars.
What's this a record of music or
Yeah, it has
document?
Michelle singing a variety of tunes. She should be working on, I don't know if you know the Ramones. Commando, that should be one coming out relatively soon. It's just, like you said, you know how it is working with Michelle. It's very difficult to get her to come to the table on new things. And I blame a lot of that on Lumi, because Lumi is a bit racist in a way.
Okay, give me about 2 minutes. I gotta go hit the bathroom. Go
All
right
right.
back. All right. Okay. All right, buddy. We'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's hang out here for a bit. Probably be a good time to get yourself a snack. Maybe get something, maybe roll up a joint or two. Possibly get yourself a cold beverage. take a piss, like you could do like Ed and just go take a piss right now. I don't think it'd be enough time to go fuck yourself, but maybe you got a little bit of time for that. This has been with Ed. This has been with Ed Michno. He is currently pissing. You can hear him in the background ever so slightly. Ed Michno. Got some more questions for him when he comes back. I know that this is a rather long thing to get through, but I do appreciate all the fans from Team Trainman Ed. We are getting this boy back in the station. Chugga chugga choo choo, here comes the train.
You still there?
Yeah, you there?
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. I had to relieve myself.
Yeah, when nature calls.
Yeah.
So you haven't spoken to Ed for like 2 weeks, right? I mean, you haven't spoke to Stan. You haven't spoke with Stan for like 2 weeks.
No, I think it was about, I don't know. Yeah, close to that. Maybe a week and a half ago. It wasn't that long ago.
What'd you guys talk about?
I don't remember. It wasn't much. Basically, I did miss going to hockey games. Man, that was exciting. There's things I started doing and started changing. I don't get out here again just like before that. And he was getting me out. And, oh, man, I enjoyed going to them hockey games,
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be
good
to get out and do stuff like that. He said in one of his video updates on how you were doing, like he said that you were afraid that people were out to get you.
Yeah, well, there is. I don't want to get into that anymore. I really don't want to discuss it because people aren't going to believe me anyway, and it shouldn't. I just put my name out there on Facebook because there is a legitimate threat to me. So that's why I put that out on there.
I mean, but are you okay, though? You're safe right now, right?
Yeah. But, hang on a minute. Somebody's going on.
No, I thought you were going to say something.
No, what I was saying is, anyways, no, it's, I really don't want to talk about it. It's like, from people from my past, are, harassing me from my family at,
you're not talking about anyone from the show, though, right?
No, it's just other people.
Oh, it's just a family spat, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I mean, those kind of things happen. Have you tried talking with the people?
What happened was I was left considerable amount of money. Like I said, I was adopted originally, and I was left a considerable amount of money. Supposedly, I was left a considerable amount of money to me, and they're fighting over it. And somehow I got involved in it, and I was just born into the family because I was adopted. It had nothing to do with it. But my stepfather, which he wasn't really, my uncle. He wasn't really even my uncle. He was really my father, I found out. He had left a huge amount with money to me, and apparently they're arguing over the money, and there's something, a lot of stuff behind it. I said I don't even want to care about no money, you know. He had something written up where it couldn't go to anybody else except me, and then I figure out who gets it, and I didn't want no part of that. It's a big mess. Just leave me alone. Stay away from me, you know.
Yeah.
But I've been talked over it because they want their money apparently.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, but you don't have it though, so it's like, why would they be coming to you?
I don't, but supposedly the way he had it set up was that if I really wanted to dig into it and find out where it is, that yeah, but it's meant where it would only go to me. It's not, you know, I'd be up to me to split it up. And it wasn't clean money either. It was dirty money. So I don't want no part of it.
Wait a minute. So you basically, like, if I'm hearing this right, when you say your uncle was actually your father?
Yeah.
So you were adopted. Your uncle, your father's brother adopted you.
Yes.
What? So
yes.
was your uncle ever in your life at all there growing up?
My stepmother kept me away from my stepfather's side of the family. I only saw my grandfather on that from his side of the family, and that was it. Didn't see hardly any of the rest of them once in a while. And when my stepfather died back in 1978, when he died, suddenly this other woman named Mary came, all this concern, come over the house, see how I'm doing and all that. But in the past couple of skimpy times, there was the other girl, Debbie, who would be my sister from him, showed an awful lot of interest. In other words, they were keeping me away from these people because of whatever her reason. I don't know what it was, but I believe, see, back in those days, people were being adopted within the family, and my uncle had a bad problem with alcoholism. Then he moved to Florida. I mean, he was going through a divorce. He was really my father, but I believe I was adopted within the family. I went to his brother. His brother brought me up. So in other words, the guy,
I see now. I see.
Yeah,
when you first said it, I thought you were just like your parents were just, you know, non-existent, and you were at an orphanage, and by chance this happened. Okay.
I was legally adopted within the family.
So they were all the Michnos?
Yeah, that's another thing. They were all Michnos too. The people that I told you about, my aunt and uncle, same last names and everything. Yeah.
That's pretty wild. I didn't realize that. And your originally telling of saying that you were adopted, I just imagined it as an orphanage type of situation.
No, I was adopted as an infant, you know, as a baby, and I went and tried to find out.
So you never really knew your biological father?
Never.
That's
never
good.
knew my father.
Yeah. He sounds like he was a real train wreck.
But I remember though when I saw my uncle, which I believe was my father, for sure. He wasn't my uncle; he was my father. He was taking care of me for his brother. Then that was all done legally within the family. In other words, my aunt and uncle, it was changed over by paperwork legally within the court system. That's the way they did adoptions those days within the family. Okay, you're taking legal responsibility. You sign everything. You bring them up. Basically, that's what it was. That's what happened to me, you know.
Okay. So just kind of a straightforward thing like that. Keep it in the family. I think that's good, you know. Be better than if you would have went to an orphanage and ended up with like, I don't know, a bunch of pedophile. You always hear about pedophiles in those situations, you know. So they're after you now. When you say they're harassing you, are you talking about just like comments on Facebook and whatnot?
No, they're chasing me. They've been chasing me ever since they found me and had
Wait a
It has
minute.
to
So
do.
you're being chased. They're following you to Florida?
When I was on my way down here to Florida, I had to stop the train because they were in the. This is crazy, man. I don't want to even get to it, but they were stalking me and I asked them to let me off the next stop, but they didn't. They stopped the train. And I said, well, okay, let me go. So I left at that point I left the train in Orlando because it was in the woods where they were leaving me off the train. And
Wait, you literally just stopped on the side of the tracks and got off?
no, I called 911 because I felt I was being stalked by these people, which I know I was. And I wanted to get off the train. It's crazy, man. See, I can't even talk about this stuff. It's so crazy, man. It's like it doesn't make any sense to anybody, but it's all stuff that happened to me.
Oh,
Anyway,
I mean, I
in a
believe it.
nutshell, these people are stalking me. They're from my family. I don't even call them my own family because, when my stepfather died in 1977.
They've been following you since 1977?
No. Well, I'm saying it's 1977 that my uncle took me around the block after he had his heart attack. My stepfather said, now you have to take care of your mother. So, and my stepmother was a diabetic because she weighed.
How old were you at that time?
Huh?
I say, how old were you at that time?
18.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what he was saying. He was walking me down around the block saying this is the morning that happened, and he had a massive heart attack. Well, you have to take care of your mother, he said to me. One of my uncles. You have to take care of your mother. Then okay. Well, we had the house and everything, but they put everything on me. They didn't. This is like an issue separate from the other one. They didn't want to help out. They put everything on me. Here I am, a young guy under 20 years old. I have to take care, of everything. That was too much. 7.5 years. She lived for 7.5 years. I had to take care of her just like my stepfather did. And then when
what
she
did
died,
she require for taking care of her? You say she's just a diabetic? Did she have some kind of neurological?
Thing was, what I did, I finally went ahead and I called up, got her visiting nurses because my stepfather, when my stepfather died, left her. I don't know I wasn't even thinking about all that, but apparently he left the finances there so that she can get the kind of help she needed or whatever. But I got outside help to help her, visiting nurses and stuff, because she had bad health problems which I couldn't deal with. But I was always there, with driving the car back and forth, take her somewhere, talk to her, and just be there, and so I was there right until she passed away in 1984. And then when she passed away in 1984, basically it was, and this is another thing, in 1984, when she passed away, one of my other uncles came to me and said, oh, well, okay, I got $40,000 for the house, $40,000. At that time, that house was worth about $100,000. But I only got around $40,000. I just wanted to get out of it, and I didn't want to be there anymore. I didn't want to live there anymore. And so what happened was, basically, he asked me, he had asked me, my uncle, can you give me somebody to help me out because his daughter is going to lose her house. I said, sure, how much you need? So out of that $40,000 that I netted that I got, I gave him $20,000 of it. Then he helped me out for I'd say it went on for about maybe 6 or 7 years. then one day he said the money was gone and that part of it. He said he paid me back. And okay, fine, but I haven't had really any contact with them ever since. You know, that was the last thing I ever had any contact with them with. I really don't want to have any contact with them anymore. You know, you there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just best to probably steer clear of them, it sounds like.
Huh?
I say it's just best to probably steer clear of them, it sounds like, but you haven't tried talking to them and, like, resolving whatever issue there is, have you?
Because he died.
Well, I know, but I mean with the family members that are coming after you, you've never, like, considered, like, talking with them, trying to resolve the issue?
No, because I'm afraid. Honestly, I'm afraid of them. Honestly.
Why are you afraid
Because,
of them? You still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
I mean,
I'm afraid of them because they because they threatened to do me bodily harm and everything else.
I mean, what'd they say? Like they're gonna, punch you in the face or something?
Um,
I mean, and this is all over money, right?
yeah.
And it's stupid what people allow money to do with them. There's a saying that I try my best to live by. It's that man spends his whole life giving up his time and his health in the pursuit of money, only to spend the end of his life giving up his money trying to regain his health and his time.
Yeah.
So I just say fuck it, honestly, so long as I've got the essentials that I need for me and my family, I couldn't ask for anything more. Could like some more things, but really don't need them at the end of the day.
Yeah. So. But anyways, no, apparently that money that was left, or the money that what happened was, I'm trying to make it simple for you to understand. It was, first of all, it was dirty money. I won't get into details on that.
Is that like the mafia stuff there?
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, because I knew you were a mafia person.
Yeah. And so, they want their money, and they can't get it unless apparently this something's there. I don't know what. I really didn't check into it because I don't care, because I don't even want any of it. I don't even bother with it, But there apparently was some money left to me, and they can't get it unless I unlock it or do something. Somehow it's locked where no one can get that money or get to it except me. And I'm not interested I'm really not interested at all in it. And that's why I think they're following me and stalking me.
Yeah. I mean, have you, they know that you don't want anything to do with them, though. You've, told them, bug off, basically.
I did. I put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
I was threatened before. I was threatened with bodily harm or even murder. I was threatened with. So I posted that on Facebook, and it's still posted on there.
I mean, why don't you get the money, then? If it sounds like that you're the only one that has access to it, why wouldn't you just take the money?
If I did, they would come after me, and I'd be dead probably within a couple of days. I should be laughing, but it's the truth.
But, I mean, surely you could get the money and buy yourself, a machine gun or something like that, and then it's like, sure, come after me. I mean, you don't need to do that. But...
I never fired a gun in my life, but now I'm thinking about going, getting somehow... getting some gun training, getting a gun now. I'm so this shit's fucking me up so much, man. You don't know.
Well, I mean, just get yourself get a gun, mate. That's like going out into bush country, and you're not gonna go out without a fucking gun. That's That's insane. That's literally insane. Because it's like this shit here, it doesn't matter what kind of vehicle you have. Like, it will fucking flip it over. It'll maul you to death. Like, there's packs of shit here. We got these fucking spotted hyenas. It's like more than probably 5 a month just in KwaZulu-Natal are killed by spotted hyena. So, yeah, it's like having a gun for your protection. It's common sense, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I should. I mean, I'm the type, I don't want violence. I want to stay away from violence. I just wish these people would leave me alone. But see, they want being that such a large amount of money, which it is. Okay, I'm going to tell you this. I didn't tell you this earlier when we were talking. How I found out about this? You probably seen this. How did you find out about this? Well, one day I was a few years back. I was in Florida before, and I was drinking some beers and around a campfire, and just shooting the breeze. And I was with my ex-girlfriend when she was still alive, and this guy came up and he was partying with us, and then somehow my personal life got involved in the conversation. He goes, "Oh yeah, I know this one." He kept saying how he knew. He's the one. He said, this guy, I don't know who he was. He said he knew my uncle / really wasn't my uncle, father. That's how I found out about all this. And then I never seen him since. This mysterious guy that came out of nowhere.
I mean, how do you know that he just wasn't bullshitting you?
No, because he came up with the names and everything before I even said anything. Oh yeah, I know him, and he knew where he lived and everything, which was true. It matched up where he lived before he died and everything.
Well, I mean, this person's not necessarily coming after you though, just because they know you're acquaintances.
No, I'm talking about the guy that told me about how I found out about the inheritance.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm really stoned right now.
Yeah. No, he told me about the inheritance that my real father / uncle real father left me. And he said, and also, if I were you, he told me, I remember this guy, I don't know who he was, but I remember him saying, it's a really huge, substantial, large amount of money, but it was done undercover, like it was dirty money. In other words, it was just money it was like agreements between people with, you know what I'm saying, like dirty money is where you put that. And they think I don't have any right to have any of it. I had nothing to do with it. Because for what reason, I don't know why, my real father put my name in there as the only one that could unlock that money. What I mean by unlock, I don't even know what it means, but I'm the only one that can.
So you've got a load of cash sitting there, and why aren't you going after that then?
Because of the death threats behind it.
I mean, how often are you getting these death threats? Is this like a weekly, a daily, monthly?
It's monthly. It's been going on since I've been in this house down here. It's happened.
And you're sure that it's coming from your family and it's not coming from one of the trolls that are having a bit of a laugh?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. We're talking, the money we're talking about, this guy told me, I don't know how much it was, but apparently when my uncle died / real father, we're talking about a huge, like $100 million. It's a huge amount of money.
That much money, Ed? Why aren't you going after that?
Because I'm afraid for my life if I go after it.
Ed, if you have $100 million, you understand you can hire people that will make sure you're safe. Like, for real. Because
the thing is, I do know the two locations where it was put. Because I told another friend of mine about this years ago. He was living down here in Florida with me. He was a close friend of mine, and he looked into it, and he said that and he found out that what I was saying was legitimate, which it is, and He said, well, it's up to you. You want to try to go get it. It's going to involve a lot of risk. Because the minute the thing is, the minute I got control of that money, the minute that I got that money, they would just try to probably kill me even faster.
How though, Ed? I'm saying how. If you, I guess you don't. $100 million, like you can hire people that will have machine guns and bulletproof vests, and they just follow you around all day long. You just live your normal life. People, how are they going to get to you with that kind of firepower with fully automatic M16s and, belt-fed machine guns?
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I agree with you. That's right. But what would somebody like me that has been in such a unique, really different situation? I mean, in the 90s, I went after, I went to Catholic Family Services, which was the ones that handled my adoption. I couldn't find nothing. I was left in the black, in the dark by my family originally. And there's so much. It's like it's like tearing me apart inside because I don't know what it was.
I'm still listening. Still listening.
I don't know what it was like. When I told you earlier about how my stepmother, there's two key things here, maybe three or four. Well, my stepmother, when I was being brought up, tried to keep me away from my stepfather's side of the family, and then when my stepmother actually died, or just before she died, my stepfather died. Yeah, that was when my stepfather died. I was talking to one of my uncles that passed away also, and he said, "I don't want to say anymore. I don't want to tell you anymore. I don't want to upset your mother," he said. So they were hiding something. And I believe, I don't know what it is, something, I mean, certain people were brought into a situation when they, maybe I was brought into dirty money from, I don't know what it is, but I believe there was, like, my uncle, which was really my father, I believe he was doing stuff, I don't know what he was doing that wasn't kosher.
He was one of the mafia guys?
I believe he probably was, yeah. And it was dirty money that was dirty money that was put away, that he put away and had it sealed. Nobody can get it but me. But I don't know why he would do that, because I don't even know why he would do something like that. It doesn't make no sense.
Why he would seal the money?
Huh?
Why he would seal the money like that?
Yeah, he wanted me to have, it was like an inheritance, yeah.
Yeah,
but
I mean, probably did it to make you like the fall guy or something, so the money was in your name or something. He was probably trying to set you up.
Really?
I mean, that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? You could be like, oh no, this isn't my money. This is so and so's money, and then distance the money from himself, and whatever procurement methods we use to get it. But I think if you have that kind of money available, though, Ed, you need not worry about protection. Like, you can hire a fucking private army with that.
Yeah. So you think my stepfather, my real father was, he didn't exactly know what to do with the money, so he decided to put it in my name somehow, somewhere. That's true too. It could be somewhere in my name. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, I mean, I would look into that, but I'm definitely going to be talking to Michelle about everything, and then, trying to set up a time with Jimmy. Like I said, it's been a while since I've talked to him last.
I had told Michelle about this situation with this money. And Michelle, I don't think she knows anything, but she told me, I told her whole situation. She said, if it's dirty money, don't even bother with it, because you could be your life. You know, I think she might be right when it's dirty money.
Yeah,
You know?
but it like for real, mate. If you had that, you can afford to have people that have like machine guns. Like I'm sorry to say, I don't care how cool, tough a person feels. If you're getting shot at by a machine gun, you tend to run away from it.
I know. So what? But what I'm saying is, why don't these people just? Um, why don't they just back off? You know?
I don't know. It sounds like that it's the better, and these kind of things make people very bitter. And they don't know anything about your situation at all, your living conditions and everything. Like, so they might think you have already spent the money, something else like that.
No, I don't think so. They know. Um,
They know you haven't touched it.
I think they know I haven't touched it. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
well, then that's even better. You could surprise them; they're not expecting it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like out of the blue, one day you have five armed bodyguards with fully automatic machine guns that are at your side at all hours. I don't know. There's quite a bit of force to get past if you do have a vendetta. That's kind of like actually a suicide mission at that point. Because one or
What?
two. I mean, if you're trying to get someone that has like five armed guards with machine guns, you know.
You know what gets me is if it's dirty money that was. See, I don't know. There's a lot of tricky things with money, though. I don't believe it's just sealed money. If it's sealed money that can only be brought out with my name only on it, then he must put it away somewhere where I have to sign for that money to be released.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
So that money, you know, that's what I don't get. I don't know how I could find out. I tried a couple of times.
Probably an attorney. An attorney would be able to track it down. I don't know how they do that shit. I mean, but I'll imagine an attorney would be able to find out where that's at.
Well, you know what? I think that's what happened. And if they know the minute I find out where that money is, that it's going to be my choice to unlock it. Once I unlock and get that money only, and they know, and they find out, and I only have it. But in the meantime, by locking it, what they did was he locked it so that it couldn't be touched by anybody for a reason, like what I just said. That makes sense, But how would I find out who did that? And I don't even care who. Just that's complicated,
Yeah, it sounds rather complex. So, but back to the original thing I was talking about. Just working with what we got. You say $700 a month is what you're paying now. Let's talk to Jimmy.
Yeah.
Let's get this set up. Let's figure something out. I know that you say you want to be out of there by March or whatever, but if you got to wait another month, maybe that'll help you, give you more time to plan and strategize a little bit more. But I would like to see you going back to Windsted, personally.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pass this. I'm going to have to jump off here, but I'm going to pass all this along. I would suggest maybe giving Stan a ring about this, talk it over with him, see what he thinks. I'm going to pick his brain a bit on it, too, at some point.
What about the money thing?
No. Just about the agreements between Jimmy and Michelle while still giving you the, you're renting the downstairs unit, but using Michelle as a mailing address.
Yeah.
Something like that I think is doable. I don't know anything about this money business like that. That's something.
No, see that as far as that goes, that's like, I don't think you'd something like what we're talking about is obviously done under the table, keep it secret. So wherever that money is, it's hidden money. But let's just put everything else aside for a minute. It's dirty money and hidden money. That two
Right.
things. If it's dirty money, there's trouble behind that. A lot of trouble, which I believe it probably is. In the first place. That's why I haven't messed with it.
Right.
But it's true. It's possible that he could have taken money from drug dealings or whatever he was doing. I don't know what he was doing. It was dirty money or this and that or whatever was involved with it. But he wouldn't have put that for certain reasons. Someone would not put the money like that you'd have to put into a highly secretive account or area where no one can get at it unless they found out where it was to be able to get it. And that's the tricky part. But I don't even care about the money anyway, but that's what I'm saying,
Yeah, I would more care about, let's get you moved
Yeah.
into that unit, and like I say, I'm quite sure that it's available. I'll probably contact Jimmy sometime this week, talk it over with him. We're on different time zones and whatnot, but we'll have to figure out a time, and I'll
Yeah.
call you back and stuff prior to, what's that?
Can you do me a favor?
What's that?
Can you call Michelle on a conference call? Because she's not answering my phone calls. She's probably up now.
I'll do this. I won't be able to do that right now because I don't know how to do this from this software that I'm using. But I will.
Okay.
I will figure out a way of how to do this and set something up, because she said that because initially the reason why, truth be told, and she'll tell you this too, that she hasn't been answering your calls is because of you. I guess you've been calling at late hours for her and stuff. So, she's been kind of skittish on that. And Michelle's been a little bit paranoid herself lately with a couple of things. She had some issues going on with the internet, and it caused her to be a bit spooked. But she's getting over that now and getting back to her old self, I'd say. And I'm gonna relay all this onto her, figure out how to do this, and I'll set something like that up. I'll call you tomorrow, probably around same time again, and relay what I've learned from the day from there, and then we'll take it from the top. So,
Right.
all right. Well, I'll get a hold of you tomorrow then.
Yeah, I don't think she's up now, is she?
I'm not really sure if she is up or not. I can see.
12:08.
Nope, she's not awake, because she'd be on Discord if she was up, and she's not on Discord.
Yeah.
And then I could double check it by going to her channel and seeing when the last time she made a post, for community post or something.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, she's already asleep. So, but I will relay this information to her, set something up, and maybe get a conference call where we can all, discuss this going forward and have some things already lined up before going to Jimmy, because I'd say the linchpin is probably you and Michelle, coming to some kind of agreement on, the situation with the mailing address and everything.
Yeah. And then, another good friend of mine, I found out Michelle told me about a couple of weeks ago, passed away. His name was nicknamed
Mike. Yeah.
Mike. That really bothered me because that guy was such a. I knew the way things were going. I knew he was gonna meet that fate. You
could tell he was on the smack pretty hard.
Well, apparently same thing as my girlfriend. Only it was different. Up north, it was too cold. I mean, it was cold when he was sleeping in the tent outside. Oh, he died of
exposure?
Exposure, yeah.
Holy shit, I didn't realize. I thought he died of a fentanyl overdose.
That's what they said, but if he was outside in the tent, though, he was outside in the tent when that happened, Michelle said.
But that's he did have a fentanyl overdose, though, too? Oh.
It could have been mixed with, is that something they mix in pot sometimes? Fentanyl? I heard a lot about that. Yeah.
I've never heard of that. That is some nightmarish shit. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. I've never even really heard of, you know how they say people put something in weed? I've never even really heard or been around that. It's like you got to pay extra for that kind of shit. They're not just going to put that in there for free.
I don't see how they could have did that. Why they would have wanted to did it.
It's a waste. It's a waste. You know.
No, I think he died. I think he died of exposure because up there it was too cold. Down here where my girlfriend died, it was too hot.
Yeah.
Both can kill you. And apparently, he died. I guess he was sleeping in a tent outside, like before or just after Thanksgiving or something.
Oh, that's too bad.
Probably. Yeah, but I mean, I'm still standing because I'm trying to be smart about everything. I'm trying to leave myself out in the elements or whatever.
Yeah, you gotta avoid that. But I'm gonna jump off here. I will call you back tomorrow, round about the same time I did this time. So, all right, I will talk to you then, mate.
All right, take care. God bless. By the way, remember Jesus is with you.
Absolutely, He is risen.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Good night.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah.